How's it going, everyone? Parth with ATL JDM here to show off another one of our imports. Today I'm sitting in something we've been waiting months for. It is a custom order, meaning that the customer, went through all the steps with us, was able to hand pick exactly what he wanted. We're sitting in his 1997 Nissan 180SX. It is a Type X, and this thing is probably one of the nicest cars I've ever imported. Karmikael is going to be flying in this weekend from California with his dad. He's going to go to Caffeine and Octane with us. They're going to drive this thing all the way back, and that's why I'm test driving it right now. My guys in Japan gave it more than their usual services in Japan. We did everything we could to make sure he's going to make it back in one piece. And I said, hey man, you sure you want to drive it home? And sure enough, he's just like, man, I've waited my whole life for that car, so I'm going to make it an experience. And that's kind of the end goal for all of our cars. So super excited for him. Probably going to be another short video because, like I said, this thing is mint perfect. The only cosmetic issue that I can see is just going to be the crack in the dash, which these things are notorious for. But other than that, like, these cars just don't exist in this condition. And mechanically or cosmetically, most of them are drift missiles in Japan. This one, no cage, everything's intact, back seat, nothing stripped out. Engine is close to stock, super low mileage as well. And this is the SR20 DET, so it's basically a S13 with pop-up headlights and liftgate. I think the trunk is a little different as well. Couple things that differentiate it from the S13, but I think Karmikael's going to really like this car, and that trip back home is going to be long but fun. Dude, I mean, pop-up headlights, I mean, come on, that's all me. And it's black. I mean, I have a thing for black cars. I don't know. But this thing shifts great. It rides great. It's got brand new tires. Not the greatest brand of tires, but as our objective was just to get it back to California. I'm sure he's gonna put some higher end stuff, maybe some new wheels. To my knowledge, he's gonna keep it close to stock. And that's the thing about this one too. Like, it's not loud. It's really quiet. It's just a really good stock example of a 180SX. Like, I hope I can find another one that's like this. Like, this is like a piece of history, in my opinion. Couldn't help myself. I usually don't drive cars, but A, been waiting for this car. B, I've never driven one of these cars, and C, I want to make sure it checks off all of my boxes before I send this guy, across the country in it. All right, what's going on, man? Let's go. I got shit to do. All right, so we're gonna start off by doing a quick lap. Again, this video is probably gonna be really short because A, it's like 100,000 million degrees, and the car is pretty much close to perfect. I was just at O'Reilly's a second ago. The guys came out to look at it, and they were all just like jaws dropped to the ground. Because again, these just don't come in this condition. Like, usually you see them with roll cages, drift damage, no back seat. They're all stripped out, no carpeting, just complete garbage cans. This one is the complete opposite. And it's all serviced up, ready to go. Again, picking up the customer tomorrow. He's going to be driving it all the way back to San Diego. So, really excited for him, man. He's been waiting for this forever. So, going over the cosmetics, all the boo-boos, all the bad stuff, I always do that first. There's not really much to go over. I mean, you've got some of the wax from my detailer who, again, it just didn't really settle in very nicely. I guess the worst part is going to be just the old trim. It's kind of cracked up over here, just over age. Outside wise, again, that's just all wax. I don't even think, maybe this little chip, I guess, if we're gonna be super anal about everything. No rust on the car. I mean, there's nothing. I've been pointing down this whole time, my bad. Do that. Walk back again. Really nothing. And some water spots, some dirt, because it rained last night. Outside wise, that's pretty much it. It's just the plastic trims. The only real bad spot, these things are like notorious for their dashes being cracked. This one's just, it does have a crack on the dash. It's right in the center of where the steering wheel is. It's not terrible. It's not the best I've seen, but it's definitely not the worst dash I've seen for these cars, because usually like it'll start cracking and then just like spaghetti everywhere all over. So it's just not good for anybody. So there's that one crack. The steering wheel's kind of rough, but I'm sure Karmikael's gonna put some cool, badass quick release in here. Maybe not, I don't know. If not, we'll just find him another stock one there. Not too hard, it's just gonna be shipping that he's gonna have to take care of. Other boo-boo is just this right here. The cloth on the door panel is starting to come out. Again, 25-year-old car, so it is bound to happen at some point. But other than that, I've already shown you the outside of the car. Just, again, the inside is, I mean, the seats just say it all. Like, I hope you didn't ever have to find another replacement for that, because I don't even know, man, how much those cost. Everything else is kind of intact. This is, like, the plastic is kind of loose up here. Everything else is pretty much intact, though. I believe that's the original radio. The AC is ice cold, and I believe it's already converted to R134. I don't even know if this is the original mat, because over there is a Skyline mat. So, not the original mats, but hey, the condition of the car pays for itself. You know, I believe the rears are also Skyline mats because they match that same front one, which is fine. Not a complete deal breaker. A little, you know, ripping on the boot. It handles, drives, shifts exactly like a Skyline, in my opinion. But other than that, just showing it as much of the car as I can, the best I can. My Osmo thing died. I thought I charged it yesterday, it didn't, so I'm using my phone. So if it's a little shakier than normal, my bad. I mean, even the back seats are in good condition too. I don't know who's gonna fit back there, but got room for some passengers. Ashtray. It's got this foam thing on the glove box. I'm not sure if that's factory or not. I don't know. And you got a whole bunch of original paperwork. You got the manual. We're all good there. Like I said, this is probably to date, aside from maybe the RX-7 and possibly the JZX 100 on the way, it's probably going to be the best imports that we've ever had. This one is in that top 3 category. I'll show you the back too. These things are pretty. First of all, the shocks actually work, which is a big plus. There's usually a good bit of water buildup right here, so you can see a little bit of surface rust. And again, that just comes from it just leaking the rubber seals over age. That's why I don't like buying cars with sunroofs or T-tops, because this is, you know, pretty notorious. 25-year-old car, fucking rains a lot in Japan. So this side, so there's a little more rust actually in between right here. It is a good bit of surface rust though, and it's just dusty too, so it's not chewing anything up. from what I can see, but it is there. Common spot, like I said. Big windows like this, sunroofs like this tend to have that. But the rest of it is pretty good. The spare is underneath. I'm not gonna remove this. I guess I'll show you guys, whatever. So you can see down here, no rust. Nothing in the wheel well, I've already checked. The spare tire is kind of rough though. It's just a little dirty down there. And let's check this side. So I did go ahead and pack Karmikael a little care package. Again, I don't know. He's just flying in. I still want him to have some stuff. I got him a little first aid kit with some road flares, because I don't think his came with one. Copper cables, coolant, some oil. Yeah, just trying to make sure he gets home safe and has some fun too, you know. I want to make sure the tools are in here though. Yeah, there we go. Good. Just in case anything happens. Again, from here to freaking San Diego, bro, that's a trip. Check under the hood. The one thing I want to point out real fast too is, so this is the shocking. This is basically like emissions over in Japan, and it's not 2022. It's the 4th year of the current emperor. So I think in 1819 it reset from 31 to year 1, because that was the first emperor to hand his regime over to his son without passing away. So reset to 1, so this is the 4th year of his reign. So that means that this guy, or you know, lady, whoever had previous owner, whoever had this car before, was driving it up until this year when the registration was going up, and they sold it because the registration was going up. And that's kind of how these cars come to be for sale, because they'd rather pay less by buying a new car instead of more for getting a car that's older, standard for their roads, emissions, all that stuff, because it's like stupid strict over there, because it's a tiny island. So oh my god, it's hot. So like I said, factory 5-speed manual. This is a 4-cylinder, 2.0 liter. It is the SR20 DET, so it's turbocharged. There's the VIN plate right there from the factory to prove it. Another big spot for rust right here, right by the pillars. Nothing. Again, the only bit of rust that I was aware of, and again just discovered not even a second ago, was where you would think it would be, by the window seals. I mean, it's just again, this is one of the cleanest cars that we've ever gotten in, and it's just so happens to be one of those unicorn ones too. Not cheap, but badass. Also, I mean, pop-up headlights. Like 2 things: pop-up headlights, cup holders. Let me go ahead and just turn it on real fast. Hot, so I'm driving. Ooh, it's a little hot. Again, very excited. We're gonna be Karmikael, like I said, he's flying in tomorrow. He's gonna hang out with us all weekend. He's gonna get a caffeine with us. If you're in the area and you want to come check it out, we'll be right by our booth. But you know, this is the end product of all of our custom orders. That's why I kind of like when people decide to go down that route, because instead of you just getting what I get, you can actually pick out what you want, and this is kind of what we aim for right here. So if y'all have any questions, feel free to contact us. Looking forward to seeing you on the next one. Thanks.